Today, my guest is Dr. Elliot Justin, and we're going to have a discussion about sex after prostate cancer. My name is Eric, and welcome to the craziness that lives inside my head.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Elliot Justin, the CEO and founder of FirmTech. By background, I'm an emergency medicine specialist. And like most men, I know that short of a heart attack or a stroke, the emergency that would most concern me would be a limp disc. We are the inventors of the world's first wearable for men's sexual health. Think smart cock ring. This invention came to me in a very interesting way. I live out in Montana, and I own horses. And sometimes I have this illusion that I'm a centaur, that I'm like one with my horse because I'm having so much fun. In 2015, I broke 6 ribs and 6 vertebrae, and fortunately did not damage my spinal cord, but that got me interested in what's been done to rehabilitate men who have had spinal cord injury or significant nerve damage to their penis. That would be men with spinal cord injuries, men with multiple sclerosis, or men with complications of prostate cancer surgery or radiotherapy where they had nerve damage. So there were 6 papers published where urologists claimed that they were able to reproduce erections through neuromodulation. So in common terms, most people know what a cardiac pacemaker is. It's basically placing an electrode by the heart and controlling the heart remotely with the generator, usually implanted on the skin, and that's neuromodulation. So these doctors will claim that they're able to do the same thing by stimulating the pudendal nerve and the cavernous nerve, everyone's 2 favorite nerves no one's ever heard about. So nerves are responsible for erection and ejaculation for orgasms. And we tested that on 2 rams, male sheep, and we got erection and ejaculation, but we also got defecation and urination, so it wasn't exactly bedroom friendly. And I decided that rather than really go out and raise a lot of money and do what people used to do, which is go down to the third world, they go to Brazil, the Congo, and they'll implant in this case, they would implant electrode in 25, 35 people and see what happens. I thought I'll just test it on myself. So I had a friend who's a urologist at the University of California, San Francisco. He implanted the electrode by my pudendal and cavernous nerves, and I felt nothing. I called the project O for obvious reasons. I tried to get it published, but negative studies almost never get published, especially negative studies that just involve like one person. So years passed. A urologist professor at the University of Utah contacted me about 3 years ago and said he wanted to count the number of erections that men have at night while they're sleeping, nocturnal erections. And I thought, well, we all know about morning wood and we joke about it, but why the fuck would we care about nocturnal erections? And I, like most physicians and almost everyone in the world, like most men, was ignorant. I was unaware that nocturnal erections are a leading indicator of man's cardiovascular health. Well, in medicine, a lead indicator is a very powerful thing to claim, because in medicine we treat associations. So high blood pressure is associated with heart attack or stroke, and we treat high blood pressure very aggressively. A lead indicator means it's predictive. That's really powerful. So a healthy man, has 3 to 5 nocturnal erections per night. If that number goes down by 50% or more, that man has a high likelihood of having a heart attack in the next 2 years. 50 to 60% chance of a heart attack in the next 2 or 3 years. So to give men the ability to count the number of nocturnal erections, it would be really, really powerful. Eric, I'm going to assume that you're like me. I'm much more interested in my erections than I am in how many steps I took yesterday.
I know.
So, and we live in this age of healthcare wearables, and I play around with Oura and Whoop rings. I just don't really care about the data, but I'm very interested in my erections. So, but this doctor, like urologist, like most urologists, what I call a cock ring virgin. I mean, you never play around with cock rings, but I have because I'm interested in sex. So, and I never found one that was good. They sucked. These hard O-rings. They made it the same way for 150 years. It's like a gasket for your dick, or it's like putting a noose on your dick. And I don't know about you. I don't want to lynch my dick. So you have to have an erection first, in order, because you got to get the blood in, and then you put you snap this O-ring on. It's uncomfortable, and it'll keep you hard. But they're not safe for more than 20, 30 minutes because they're cutting off the blood flow, like a gasket or a noose. So my thought was, to this doctor was, well, let's not limit ourselves to nocturnal erections. Let's just come up with a way of assessing all erections, especially the ones where men are having sex. But in order to do that, we have to reinvent the cock ring, which we did. So our cock rings are made out of soft elastomer. They're spongy, so they're comfortable. They can be worn for hours. They don't block the arterial flow in, so you can put them on when you're flaccid, and you can wear it overnight, or you can wear it before you have sex. They only constrain the venous return. So imagine like the drain on a bathtub that's 80% plugged but 20% open. So you're not gonna cut off the circulation of blood into your penis and have any damage. So that's the backstory behind FirmTech. I wasn't thinking about reinventing cock rings at this age of my life. I'm 71 years old, but that's what we've done, and it's been interesting because I now, for me, cock rings, Eric, are always novelties. Like you buy one once, twice a year, you play around with it, and with your wife. In my case, you throw it out, and then because they're uncomfortable, and now I don't have sex without a cock ring, and I don't have ED. But the data is really valuable too. I'm 71 years old, and I like the fact that I have three or four nocturnal erections per night, because it's like going to the doctor and saying, "Hey, Eric, your electrocardiogram, it's normal. Your heart's good." So what we've done is basically invent the equivalent of like an electrocardiogram stress test for the heart, as well as improving a sex toy for men.
That sounds good. But I'm just curious. How do you know you haven't, somebody is watching you to have erections while you sleep?
You don't have to watch; you're sleeping.
I mean, because I
There's
never.
an app. There's an app, Eric. It's on the phone. Yeah, I'll show you what a recording looks like. Okay.
Yeah.
We're in the Google and Apple stores. 1 second, I got to get online.
I mean, I know with the Cialis, I've been having erections, but those in the daytime.
Yeah, well, you're having them at night, and the question is, how many are you having? So, someone in good health will have 3 to 5. 1 second, just getting online here. I'll show you what a recording looks like. There we go. It's got to turn on the side.
Yeah, you had it. Yeah. So
So that's over here. It's my wife and I having sex,
yeah.
and then I'm having 2 nocturnals and a couple of weak ones.
How you know? Well, how you put it?
So you don't have to be.
How do you get it? When you hook it to your?
Basically, hey, Annie, can you find a dildo?
Don't you have one around?
Don't happen to have a dildo lying around, honey, but I'll show you in a second. Basically, you drop your balls in, it wraps around like that.
Okay.
The penis is on one end, testicles
But
are on the other.
okay, but what I'm saying is, how did the phone know you have an erection at night?
Well, at night it's recording. There are sensors there are sensors built into this.
Oh, built into that.
Built
Okay.
into that device. Yeah, thank you, dear.
It must be around here
Oh, I
somewhere.
know where they are.
Where's the basket?
Darling, I don't know. So there are sensors in the ring itself. There's Bluetooth, but the Bluetooth is turned off while it's on your body.
So weird.
And then in the morning when you wake up or after you've had sex, you reconnect with your phone, and the data goes through the cloud. It gets analyzed by a computer, and then it appears in your phone.
Oh, that's interesting.
So worn overnight, we count the number of nocturnal erections, how hard they are, and how long they last.
Mm.
And during sex to measure how hard you get on a 1 to 10 scale and how long you last. And utilizing the information, men can then assess their baseline health, just like you would with like electrocardiogram or
Yeah.
a scan. You can also measure the impact of diseases, diabetes, hypertension, medications. The big cock killers are antidepressants and antihypertensives. Um, the, how well you're doing with the PD-5 medication, with Viagra and Cialis being the big ones. You can determine what the right dose is for you. Why take too much of it? Right now, they don't. For example, right now, if you went to your doctor and said, "Hey, I'm taking 5 of Cialis, would 10 be better?" He would say, "Well, you can try it," but and you might even think, "Oh, I'm taking 10. It's better." But now you have data that makes that makes it objective. Men can then measure the impact of shockwave therapy, testosterone therapy. They can titrate these things. So it's really taking urology and sexology out of um, and out of care that's based upon opinions into data-driven care. That's your data, not someone else's data. Your data, because we are all different.
Okay. So so what happened if can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear. Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So what happened if you're on Flomax with the Cialis?
Right. Well, Flomax can have a negative impact on erectile performance, and the Cialis can, ideally correct for the Flomax. But what you can do with is say, what's the right dose of Flomax? Maybe if I took a smaller dose, I would get the same benefit, but it might be better for my penis. I might be harder. I might last longer. The same thing with Cialis. You can say, well, am I benefiting? B, is it the right dose? I take 5 milligrams of Cialis every day, but I actually have documented that if I take it or don't take it, I'm not any harder. Now I don't really have ED, and I kind of take it like, oh, it can't do it, can't be hurting me, right? And I know that, and there are other benefits claimed for Cialis outside of sexual health. There are benefits in terms of your blood pressure, benefits in terms of your overall heart or the health of your brain as someone gets older. I'm not really persuaded that's the case, and I take it because kind of like people take a lot of things. It's not going to hurt me. But I know actually, but I documented that it doesn't make any difference for me.
Because I've been taking it took a while for Cialis to click in, but getting to the Flomax, we're talking about 10 years ago. Was it 2010? Yeah, 2010. 25 years ago, 24 years ago. I was put on Flomax by my urologist. I had another urologist. And
So you had an enlarged prostate, right?
right. So he put me on Flomax. I didn't like the output. The output is you shoot blanks. It's the output.
Right. Yeah.
So I didn't like that, so I stopped taking it. So it wasn't until I was diagnosed with prostate cancer in 2019, and then in 2022, it was it didn't spread or anything. It was still in my prostate. And that's when I went on the radiation and the hormone, because we were watching it and I got tired watching it. I said, let's just, because they didn't have to operate. So
Right.
so,
Eric, if I interrupt, which hormones?
oh, I don't know which, no, what's the name of it? I was gonna say Eligard. It wasn't Eligard. Start with a G,
Was it,
I
I
think.
don't know, was it female hormones?
Yeah, female hormone. Yeah, it was supposed to
To
kill
shrink
the.
the prostate. Right. Got it. Okay. I understand now. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Okay.
he was trying to stop the testosterones,
The growth.
the
Right.
growth. Right, right. So that happened. That was in 2022. So there's a lot of side effects to everything anyway. I didn't get the side effects to the radiation till 6 months after. My urologist who did the radiology, I was upset because I started having fecal incontinence 6 months after. And he
Right.
said that was normal. And I said, well, 6 months after. And then, of course, we know with the hormone. So, like I said, he put me
Well,
on.
the hormone is also a problem as well too, because the hormones, it's not just the radiotherapy can affect the nerves and lead to fecal or urinary incontinence. It's the female hormones can also weaken smooth muscles, and we need both smooth and skeletal muscles in order to not urinate, not have defecate with control. So it's probably multifactorial in your case, is my guess.
Yeah. But of course, when he put me on the Cialis, it didn't happen right away. Like I said, I've been on it for a year and just it started to kick in. But
Well, it could be. It also could be that nerve recovery after radiotherapy or surgery, for that matter, can take 8, 10, 12, 15 months. It can take a long time just for the nerve itself to recover.
yeah. So now, like I said, I got into the mood lately. Unfortunately, I don't have anyone to try it on, but from
Well, it'll keep you in a good mood, though, right? Your mood is
Yeah.
better, at least.
But the thing is, I don't even know if I'm staying hard. I mean, I know I stay hard enough to, but feels like I'm coming, because I don't know about that either. I just imagine one time I got so mad because I don't know if I'm coming or not, until the point that I got cramped up. So I must have, I was cramped up. So, and
Right.
I seriously thought about stop taking the Flomax. So, I mean, if doesn't the Cialis do the same thing as the Flomax?
No. And you should go back to your doctor. I don't know whether if your surgery has been successful, radiotherapy has been successful. I don't think at this point you might not need the Flomax at all. You still might not ejaculate because Flomax interferes with ejaculation. Guys complain, am I coming or not? All right, this is
Yeah.
like a dry cum, so to speak.
Yeah.
And the same thing can happen with radiotherapy too. But so the two things together, and the Cialis can help. The Cialis can help correct, for that. Are you taking testosterone as well?
No.
Because testosterone might restore your ejaculate, and that's so. If I were in your situation, I'm just giving advice over the phone, over the computer here.
Yeah.
But I would question the Flomax, and I certainly would want to know if I were taking care of you. I want to know your testosterone levels, blood test,
Well, he does.
and I want.
Yeah, he watches my testosterone levels every
And
6
what is
months.
it? And what is it?
Well, from when I look at the test, it says so low is on. Well, that was about a good going on 6 months ago. It was very low.
Well, I mean, my goal with someone like yourself would get you up to around 800.
Oh, it's nowhere near 800.
If you're not 800, I would put you on replacement therapy, injections twice a week, and I would, and I can't say that would restore ejaculation, but it might. It might be too late. There might be so much atrophy might have occurred by now that it might be too late, but it might, and it also might putting on testosterone could help with fecal incontinence because it'll strengthen your muscle tone. There are quite a few benefits outside of sex as well for with testosterone. I don't know how old you are, sir, but I'm 71 years old. I take testosterone. I don't take it for my sexual health. I take testosterone for my muscle to maintain my muscle tone because I'm getting old. I don't want atrophy.
I'm 72.
You're an old man.
I know.
I'm 71.
I know.
I got to be more respectful. I'm sorry, but I recommend that you get your level checked, and that you set a goal of, 600, 700, 800 for your testosterone,
Yeah.
and see how you feel.
So, so what are you telling us that since I don't think I have ED. I didn't have it before I mean, actually the last time I had good sex, it was just before they gave me the hormone treatment. But I haven't been right since, but so I don't think I have ED, but can that causes
Well,
ED with the prostate?
oh, definitely. It's a very common cause, but it's really, that's where the data becomes handy, because if you got the tech ring and check your nocturnal erections, if you didn't have any, you have ED. If you have an adequate number, you don't have ED. You might have there could be performance anxiety, there could be too much, talking in general, guys tend to drink a lot. But if you haven't, or but if you're having 3 to 5 nocturnal erections, you don't have, it's unlikely, I'll say, it's unlikely that you have physiological ED. If you did have difficulty performing with a partner or even with yourself, it's probably has more of a psychological component, or it could be medication related. You are taking Flomax, which can also be a problem. Could be a lack of testosterone, which can also be a problem. So the data could help you sort it out. But once you know you have if not have an adequate number of nocturnal erections, then you definitely have a problem. If you have a good number of nocturnal erections, then you got to say, well, what's causing my problem? Is it testosterone insufficiency? Is it the Flomax? You can take away the Flomax. Is it what are you taking any medications for blood pressure or depression?
Yeah, they got me on I forgot what they got me on. I take a pill a day. What's the name of that one? Cause my blood pressure, I just saw my doctor last Friday, and my blood pressure was 110/68. And
Well,
that's
that's
the
normal.
lowest,
It's
huh?
good.
Well,
That's good.
it was never ever that low.
Well, a lot of the blood pressure medications can also have an impact on erection and ejaculation. And the doctors in general, shame on them, shame on us. They don't think about it, because it's like, oh, sex doesn't count, less important. But there are medications for blood pressure that have less of an impact on your sexual performance, and it's worth discussing with your doctor.
Yeah, yeah. So could you tell the audience where to get this miracle?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, our mission at FirmTech is better sex and better sexual health for everyone. We
Mm.
want to achieve that through giving people data like you would get from blood pressure cuff or an electrocardiogram, and through providing a more effective cock ring. So you can find out about us at myfirmtech, MyFirmtch, myfirmtech.com. And you can reach me directly at Elliot, ELLIOT, at myfirmtech.com if you have any questions.
Okay. Well, you've been very informative. I
Well,
think
thanks,
so.
Eric, and thanks, thanks, Eric, and thanks for the opportunity to discuss this with you and your audience, because it's a really common problem. I mean, 70% of men by age 70 have ED.
Mm.
That's a lot of people who
You
could be
know,
enjoying a
well, when I was in my late 50s, early 60s, I hired a 25-year-old personal trainer. I was trying to lose weight and get, and he said something that was very interesting, because he was saying that his friends, a couple of his friends who was 25 years old, had ED. And I thought that was a what at 25, So I guess there is a
It's 25% by age 30. I'm at that age, it's usually performance anxiety.
yeah.
But once some guys get it in the head, they can't get hard. They ain't getting hard. They need help. And those guys will take pills, but their problem is not getting blood in. They get erections, they just lose them. Their problem is keeping the blood in. They actually would benefit from an effective cock ring.
Hmm. Okay.
And the data can tell them whether the problem is physical or in their head. So we have doctors that are using our device to assess what's called psychogenic ED, which is really common in younger men, which is, I can't get hard. But if you have nocturnal erections, the problem is here, not down there.
I haven't felt the nocturnal erections like I said, just before they started me on the radiation and stuff, and I got, you know,
Well, Eric,
I
I
had a,
recommend that you
yeah,
get a ring, put a ring on it.
yeah, I had a friend who says to me, he thought I was crazy. You're crazy. Your life means more to you. You know, not getting cancer means more to you than sex. And I said, what's the sense of living if you can't have sex?
Um, I agree with you.
I know.
You know, there's a famous French philosopher who said, "I think, therefore I am," and I say, "I get erect, therefore I am."
Yeah. Okay, Dr. Elliot, thank you very much for joining the show. And I enjoy our little
Thank you.
conversation here. And I am going to get one.
Good.
As soon as I hang up from you, I'm going to go get one.
Good.
Okay. All right.